The Quant token is pumping up 11% in the past day, almost 14% over the past week, and it looks like it may be on the verge of a much bigger breakout to the upside. You can expect to hear about all this and more in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any sort of financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find these videos informative or entertaining, please consider hitting that sub button, hitting that like button, and turning the notification bell on to be updated when we release all of our new videos. So we're going to hop into today's content. And we're here to talk about the Quant token. Now, yesterday we spoke about their integration with Zapier, which is going to allow users and enterprises to build automated workflows through Overledger. We spoke about some of their big partnerships with financial institutions and some of the biggest tech companies in the world. And from a technical perspective, we said that this token did look like it was primed for a very big breakout after consolidating for a long time in a channel. And we're going to take a look at the Quant channel. As you know, a lot of people have been getting impatient with this coin as it has been moving sideways for quite a long time. So I do want to first of all take a look at Chainlink and kind of use this as a reference point for where I believe Quant is at the moment. And I want to start off talking about Chainlink because we spoke about this project on multiple occasions here when it was in this consolidation range, okay? So for the better half of about 525 days here, more or less, give or take, a week, you can see here that Chainlink actually traded between $9.30 and about $5.18. So it did trade within a 100% range here, from $5 to $10. However, if you zoom out and take a look at this on a long-term, time frame, it basically looks like it did a shuffle sideways for over a year and a half, okay? And I said that when Chainlink finally broke out of this trading range, it most likely would be a very explosive move to the upside. And the general saying I like to use is the longer the base, the more it melts face. And, the simple reasoning behind that is that the more a coin does consolidate in a range, you would assume that all of the sellers have been exhausted and that when it finally breaks out of a consolidation range, there are no more sellers. People start FOMO buying the breakout, and that tends to lead to some pretty explosive moves to the upside. So for example, for Chainlink here, if we actually take a look from the bottom of that range to where it topped out a couple of weeks back at about $16.50, that made for a 196% move to the upside. Now, if you missed the bottom of that range and actually waited for the breakout to happen here at about $9.50, that still made for a nice, give or take 70% move from that breakout zone to the local top. And that's what we're talking about when it just comes to, building a base and then seeing a nice breakout out of that range. So we spoke about the range that Chainlink was trading in. And now let's take a look at where Quant sits presently. And I do see a lot of similarities between Quant at the moment and where Chainlink was, just about a month ago, more or less, right? So we can actually see here Chainlink has also been trading within, this 100% range from about the $85 zone up to $150. So not exactly 100% from 85 to 150, but more or less, right? And we can actually see here. So I want to get back to the date range. So if we go to the date range and take a look at when it actually made itself in here, Quant has been consolidating in this range for 686 days plus minus a week. We did see one breakout out of this range actually back here when Quant ran from about $85 up to $228, but it came right back down into this range and has been trading there ever since. So I personally do think Quant is in a very similar position right now where Chainlink actually was, a month ago. And all of this to say that when the breakout does actually happen, this move could be a very fast one to the upside. So here are a couple of things I tweeted. And the first one, this tweet actually came out on November 25th. I said that Quant has broken the long-term downtrend that started with its 428 all-time high in 2021 and validated the long-term uptrend line as support, shaking out the weak hands and the impatient while the chart remains perfectly intact. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these other areas of support and resistance right now just to clean it up for you guys and show you exactly what I've been taking a look at. But this is Quant on a log scale, okay? And you can see here the downtrend that has started with this altcoin since its all-time high at 428. Got pegged here once again on that run-up last October up to 228 and has been rejected by it multiple times here in the new year until we actually broke above it in mid-October and have actually stayed above it ever since. And if we actually go ahead and take a look at the bull market support band, I want to put that back on the chart. Quant is also above its bull market support band here, as you can see, which currently sits at about in between $99 and $100 and 50 cents. And I want to take a look at the green line now as well, which actually is this is the uptrending channel that Quant has been respecting since its first run up in 2021. And we can see the first time that Quant actually started this trend, it rallied 1,286% from $30 more or less up to $428. And then here, this was the bear market low at $42. And from the bounce on the trend line at about $49, it ran up 364%. And once again, it has validated this trend line as a level of support. So that is what I'm looking at when it comes to Quant. I made this tweet back on November 25th, and here's an updated look at the chart. It still remains intact from when that tweet came out. And yeah, this is much more of a long-term breakout. We can see the uptrending channel and the downtrending channel. This is not on, looking at a month performance or a year performance. This is Quant's price history since 2021. So about 2 years worth of price action at the moment. Now, one other thing I do want to talk about when it comes to Quant is this is a tweet from No BS Crypto, okay? And this is a very good tweet regarding Quant. I think it really helps put things into perspective. And if this is your first bull market holding Quant, you do definitely want to know this information. So last cycle, Quant did something that shocked the markets. You can actually take a look at this chart. This is Bitcoin in orange, Ether in purple, Solana in blue, and then Quant in white. Guys, Quant does not move with the market, okay? Many of the OG Quant holders will remember the stablecoin joke dating back to late 2020 to mid-2021. During this time, the bull market was in full effect, okay? Cardano went up 3,000%, VeChain went up 10x, Polkadot went up 2,500%, Bitcoin had reached a 50K all-time high, and ETH nearly touched $4,000, while Quant was basically range-bound, okay? And if we actually take a look here at the chart, I mean, you can see that, right? Like Quant did have a big move in 2020, from like, let's say like $15 up to about $40 more or less. So a 2.5x, give or take. But you had Bitcoin, going up like 10x. You had Ether running up from $100 up to 4K. So Quant's move was, subpar to say the least compared to the rest of the market. And then on May 19th, 2021, this is when Quant really started to flip the switch, as you can see. So first of all, in this time period as well, we actually had Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and the rest of the markets fall about 50%, okay? That was back in the summer of 2021. We did see a decline in a lot of these coins across the board, right? Like take a look at Bitcoin. We saw it fall from 65K down to 30K. And in this time period, Quant did not experience that same downside move, okay? Quant actually continued ripping even throughout this downside move in the rest of the market. And you can see here, there was also some initial catalysts, like Overledger 2.0 came out in June. Quant got listed on Coinbase in June, and then it got listed on Binance in July. So definitely some very big catalysts for the token that brought it from that $24 zone up to 99 in the span of 33 days. And then from 99, it went up to 428. So the point being made here is that Quant does not move with the rest of the market. It has not historically, and I don't believe this time is any different. And another perfect example of this would be what happened back in 2022. So let's take a look at Total 3. And total 3 is essentially the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you can just call this the altcoin market index, okay? And let's take a look at 2022 to 2022. Okay, let's take a look at this chart. So we can see here, I want to actually go to June. So in June, we actually have the altcoin market sitting at, more or less 321 bill, ending the year off at 307 bill. So most alts were either, relatively flat or actually down in that time period. And we can take a look at Quant here from June in 2022. Okay, so we can see here that in June, Quant hit 42 bucks, ran all the way up to 228. Okay, that actually made for about a 450% rally in the middle of a bear market. And even after correcting back down here, it ended the year at about, give or take, like the $100 area, 110 bucks. So it was actually still up over double, while majority of other alts were either flat or down. So I do think it makes sense here that, Quant has been flat this year while the rest of the altcoin market has kind of been moving up. This project does not move with the market, but clearly when it does, you can see that it moves fast, okay? I think a lot of that has to do with the very low supply of this token sitting at 14.8 mil, which does make it even more scarce than Bitcoin with about 33% less supply. So I didn't want to make this video on Quant. I do cover this project quite a bit on the channel, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what I'm looking at when it comes to this project. To me, like I said here in that initial tweet, I really do think that this price movement has done a great job of shaking out the weak hands. And, meanwhile, if you just zoom out, this chart remains perfectly intact in my opinion. And I do expect that once we actually break out of this range, that most of the selling pressure will have been exhausted. We know that Quant does not move with the rest of the market, but when it moves, it likes to move big. So I definitely will be keeping an eye on this project. And as always, I will keep you guys up to date on the latest news and movement with this coin. So let me know what you think about Quant down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.